Guys, good evening. I hope I'm pretty much audible. I'm just setting up the things here, guys. Do let me know if I'm audible as well as visible in the chat. So I'm trying to set up the things here. Apologies for a slight delay. So we had some technical challenges and we were getting that resolved to go live. Again, just a quick update in the chat. Do let me know, guys, if I'm audible. So I should be audible. Guys, just quickly confirm if I'm audible and visible in the chat. So I think I should be visible now. Yeah, guys. So as I was updating, so it was more of a technical challenge at our end. So we couldn't start earlier. The stream was somehow not visible. Great. So we've just started now. We're pretty much live. So we are into our final video for today, which is talking about your Pandas problems, the group by problem. So we have already covered all the needed topics for Pandas and the data science analysis stuff. So we'll be wrapping up our discussion today with a few of the exercise questions. So I'll try to solve at least 4-5 questions today, and then I'll ask questions, and also I would expect you to solve those questions along with me. Hey Vasanta, good evening. Thank you for joining us. I hope others have also started joining in. So please do let to inform your friends. So we started a bit late, so there was some technical challenge at our end, and we couldn't start earlier. But again, pretty much we are live now. So I'll quickly start. I'll give my introduction as always, and I'll quickly jump to the contents without wasting time. So my name is Arpit Jain, and I'm a lead data scientist myself. I have almost 9 years of industry experience into multiple domains. Be it automobile, manufacturing, cloud, finance, telecommunication. I've been into multiple industries, and also along with that, I'm a motivational speaker as well. So I talk to students, I take industry sessions, I advise towards career counseling, job placements, a lot of things. So anybody is having any concerns regarding their job placements or even anything in general also, so always put up a question. So it's pretty much a live session, so I'm monitoring the chat and I'll try to answer your queries to the best of my knowledge. Great, thank you so much guys. So that's pretty much about me, and I'll jump to the content. So as you remember, we were talking about Pandas. We discussed group buys yesterday, so we finished that. So today we'll be doing some questions on group buys, and also we'll jump to some of the Pandas questions as time permits. So objective would be to solve as many questions, and I would really want you to be active in the chat today, and I would want you to solve along with me. So I would expect some of the other answers from you in the chat. Okay, so that's pretty much the agenda for the day. Just let me pull up the things. Let me know once my screen is visible. Yeah, it should be visible now. Okay, so I think that's what we did yesterday. So let's see. Yeah, so we have the data frame ready already. So we are using this data frame, right? So we were seeing this data frame where we had the team, we had the rank, we have the year, points, and everything, right? So same data frame. So this is going to be our reference data frame, and we'll be doing the set of questions on top of this. Okay, let's start solving, guys. So we have a very first question in front of us. So we want to find out, so questions based on the cricket data frame. So that's what we are doing. So the question is, we have to find the name and the rating of the team with highest rating every year. Okay, so rating, again, I mean by rating I mean points here. So we have to find out the name and the points of the team with the highest rating every year. So per year, which team has the highest points, that's what I have to find out, and at the end I want to print both the name and the points respective to each year. That's the question, guys. So clear? The question is, I want to find out the highest, the name of the team and also the highest points per year for the team who has the highest points, right? So that's the objective of the question. Clear? Simple enough. So we have done that already. So I'll first solve this question and I'll show it to you. I mean, there could be, again, as I've said, so in data science, in Python, for the same topic, for the same problem, we can solve it by n with different ways, and no approach is wrong. There's no right or wrong. It's more like the optimized version. Okay, so we ultimately talked about how optimized my code is. So for now, we'll focus on solving the problem, so that you have the basic understanding of how to approach these problem statements, and eventually we'll see how to proceed other things. Okay, so now the question says we have to find out name and the rating of the team with highest rating every year. So definitely there is something which we could see. So every year, right? So that means that per year I want one row. So that means that there's a hint, there's a clear cut hint here that I want to take a group by on the column year, isn't it? So wherever you are seeing per year, every year, something of that sort, that's the pretty much clear hint for you that yes, the group by statement should be done on this key where I'm going to have every kind of a statement here, right? So every year, that means per year I have to find out. So 1 year would be one row for me, and that is eventually correlating to my group by standards where I want to take a group by on this key, right? So from this, we are pretty much clear that our key should be year in this case, right? So this is pretty much fine. Now let's do that. So, and also we have to find out name and rating of the team with the highest rating, right? So what is this? So the key is fine, the group by key is fine, but for the other columns, we have to find out the highest rating, right? Isn't it the filter kind of a problem statement? So isn't it a filter kind of a problem statement? So I have to filter only the row where the points is maximum, right? This is what I want to do. So you remember, right? So we discussed about that in what I was saying. So in your group by, we have three different types of computation which we can perform. First is aggregation, second is filtration, and the third is transformation, right? So this is more of a filter kind of a compute thing which we want to perform, right? So this is pretty much, so we have converted the problem into a more of an English sentence. Now let's try to code it, right? So how we can code it? So plain simple, the first thing what I was saying, that we want to take the group by on my column year. So this is as simple, right? So I can take a group by here. So for example, I have this data frame, right? So data frame is pretty much simple. So I have this data frame. So now on this data frame, I want to take a group by on year. So we have the function group by, right? On this group by, we have to take the key as year, isn't it? So if I do it, what I'll get the group by element, the group by object I get. But this is not the end, right? Now on top of this, I have to perform the aggregation. Aggregation I want to perform. So on this, I will be doing dot aggregate, and in this case, what I want the points to be maximum in this case, right? So points, I want here in this case, points I want to be maximum, right? Simple. So we have already seen this format. So for this column points, I want the max to be done, isn't it? Simple. So if I do it like this, okay, my bad. I think I have not written in a dictionary format. This is wrong. So this should be in the dictionary. So now this is fine. Yeah. So can you see this? Now what I have, for every year I have the points, right? So for every year I have the highest points which I can have. So for 2014, if we check it, so 2014 is this and this, three columns, right? So I have 876, 891 and 691. So definitely 891 is the highest among all these three. So that is what you're getting here, the maximum of my points for the year 2014. Likewise, for every year, you'll get it. Simple as that, right? But look at the question. This is not where the question ends, right? It's not where the question ends. Now, we have to find out we have to print both name and the rating, right? So we have to print both the name and the rating, but you're not getting the name here, right? You're not getting the name. So now in this case, what you can do is, also you can see this is not aligned, right? So you're seeing this, the column names are not aligned. So that is very simple. So we can simply do dot reset index. So that is pretty much fine. So if I do it like this, I'll get pretty much in a line. So now this headers are aligned. So now, for example, if we do here this columns, right? So you won't get the column's name indirectly. So you're only seeing points. So this was, I mean, the other thing here, this one, the value here is getting used as an index. This is you're getting used as an index, right? But I don't want this to be used as an index. I want this to be part of my column, right? So I simply did the reset index in this case. So now this is considered as my column now. Okay, so this is now again considered as my column. So year and points. So now this is basically my one data frame, right? This is now my data frame. Why max in quotes? So, I mean, we have seen 3 different ways to write Mahesh. So, I'll just again simply show it to you. So, yesterday I was showing you this example, right? Where did it go, man? So, this is the syntax, how we write it. Yeah. So, for example, if we want to use this format, this is also fine. So we can on the group by we can simply call the column name and say we can simply use max. Even this is fine. Even this will give me the same result. Okay. But now here I have also the other format in which I can use the dictionary format in which I can pass the function name which I want to use. So and this is in this way here it is passed as a quotes. Okay. So this is the syntax basically which we use. And this is another way I've told you, so to redefine the column names also. So 3 different ways. So this is one of the potential ways in which we use. So it's like a syntax we have here, okay. So this is what we get. Okay, now this is my one data frame I have. In this data frame I have year and the points, right? But I don't have the name here, and I cannot have name because I want to only perform the aggregation on top of points. I do not have any aggregation to be performed on the name, right? So now this is a problem, but I want in the end, I want both the rating and the name to be displayed, right? So now in this case, we have to somehow merge the different data frames here, right? So now let's do one thing. So let's name this as another data frame df.grouped, for example. Okay, so I'm saving this into another data frame df.grouped. So now whenever I'll call df.grouped, right, I'll get the same data frame. Cool. Now what I want is, just a minute. So what I want here is, on top of this, I want the name and both the year to be displayed. So in this case, what I can get is, I can simply do a merged between my original data frame. What can I do is, so for example, if I call df here, right? So my original data frame, in this data frame and the group data frame, if I do it based on the points and the year which I'm getting, right? I can simply get the name here, right? So just a simple join operation, right? So that's what I can do. So in Pandas, we have a very good functionality called as merge. Okay, so pd.merge. So what it does, so in this pd.merge, you can see the syntax. Again, I'm doing a simple, a shift tab. So it says left data frame and then right data frame, and how basically here left, right, inner, outer, I can define a strategy on which column I want to make the join. So this is what pretty much I have. So what I'll do is, so I'll just simply join my original data frame, which is left table as say df, the original data frame, and the right table being say df.grouped, for example. So I'll just simply do df.grouped. So this is my right table which I have now. Now on top of this, what I'm trying to do is I want to join based on my the table here. Like I want to do the I have to define the strategy. So how, because I want this df group to be taken as my primary table, because I want only these number of rows to be taken care. So I'll make it as a right join. So I'll do it as a right join here, as a right, and also now on which column. So on I want to give, so here I am taking year and the points both, right? So I have to define both the columns here. So I'm also using year, so that's going to be my first column. So year is going to be here right away, and then also the second column, which is pretty much the points I have. Okay, cool. So this is what I have. So if I simply run it now, can you see this? I have all the informations which I wanted from the table. So based on this year and the points, I have the team and by default all the rank. So because df also had rank, right? So we have the rank also here. Now in this case, we can pretty much filter also. So what exact column I want. So we can obviously on top of this we can drop rank and the year, because I don't want it anymore. So or what do the question says? So we want the name and the rating of the team. So we just don't want the rank. We want team, year, and the points, right? So per year is anyway required. So on top of this, we can simply remove rank, or even at the time of join itself, we can define the columns. Okay, this is also pretty much possible. So here we can define, okay, so we only want team, and we want rank, and then we want what we want. So we want the next thing, what we want is points, right? So now if we do it like this, I won't be having what this happened, man. Year is not defined. Why? Okay, my bad. So I don't want rank, I want year, right? My bad. Right. So now we can see this. So I have team, year, and points. I'm not having rank here. So this is what the final table looks like. Is it clear? Is it clear? Make sense, guys? Anybody is having any issues on top of this? Are you able to understand this code? Guys, quickly, are you able to understand this code? Is it making sense? Mahesh, Vasanta? Just a quick yes or no in the chat. Simple only, but again you have to understand what is the objective, right? And eventually, so this is where when you get on the ground, when you start solving the problems, right? That's where you understand you have to apply multiple things on the same problem just to get into one simple solution, right? So again, this is one way of solving this. We can again solve the same problem in multiple ways, okay? It's not like this is the only way. We can still solve this in multiple ways. So for example, now we can try to solve this using maybe simple sorting logic also. We can do that, okay? So for example, suppose, so I'll solve it in one more way. I'll show it to you. So for example, suppose this is a data frame I have, right? And what I wanted the team, year, and points where the points is maximum, right? I can do that. So what we can do, we can again use the simple pandas functionalities, guys. I'll show it to you without using the group by also. We can solve it. How we can do it, I'll tell you. So suppose now what we can do is we can simply sort the values based on the points. First of all, we can do that, right? So if we simply do sort values, okay, and we sort values based on points for now, okay. So now what can you see this? So by default, the points are getting sorted based on my ascending order, right? So all the ascending order, the data is getting sorted based on ascending order, the points, right? Now what we can do is we can simply keep on dropping the year. So what we can do is we can drop duplicates, right? We can drop duplicates of the year. So what we can do is on top of this, we can simply do drop duplicates. We have again a function called as drop duplicates. If we drop duplicates, and in this column if I pass say year, okay, and in fact in this drop duplicate functionality itself, you have an option called as keep. So if we use keep, for example, if I use drop 2014, right? So 2014 has 1, 2, and 3 and 4 rows, right? So I have 4 rows in 2014. So which one to keep and which one to drop, right? So what if I want to drop all of them and keep the last one. So last one means wherever I have the highest value, because I've already sorted the data, right? So I can simply use keep is equal to last, right? So I can just simply keep is equal to last, and if I do it like this, that means that drop all the previous values. I just only want to keep the last value of year, right? This is again a simple solution. So if I do it like this, now can you see this? I still have the same solution. Just compare it. I still have the same solution. So Australia 2014 and 891, yeah, New Zealand 2015 883, South Africa 2016 834. So I still have the same solution. Yes, there are few issues in this, I could see that. So my indexes are wrong. Yes, obviously, because I've done just a simple filtration, so definitely my indexes are incorrect. I can reset my index, and also I see that the data is not sorted in the right order, so I can maybe sort again based on year. Maybe we can do that, right? So that's one thing which we can do. Now one thing on top of this, I can simply run again the same thing, the sort dot underscore values. If I do it based on team, right? So for example, no, not on team, based on year, right? Now if I do it, Now can you see this? Now the data is sorted. So I have the same respective data like this. Year Australia 2014, 15, 16, 17 now, okay? But again you know this indexes are wrong. So again I can do on top of this dot reset index, and in this I can pass drop is equal to okay, I think I should be writing it here. So I can simply write slash and then drop. I'll just put this here so it will be clear to you. So drop is equal to true. Array, yeah, drop is equal to true. So yeah, drop is equal to true. So can you see this? Now I have drop is equal to, so that means that now my indexes are sorted. Now what is the last thing? Again, I think I have to remove this rank column, right? I don't want the rank column, and I can simply remove it. We can use strategy. I can use maybe a lock. So dot lock, and on dot lock, I want all the rows, and the columns I only want, say, team. So I want team. I want year, and I want points, right? Simple. So now you have the exact same result what you are getting from the group buys, isn't it? Yeah, but the code became little complex, and it's not actually complex, it's still the same logic pretty much, but again it's more like what exactly you want. So now you can see this is pretty much an object oriented programming, so you can just keep on extending the problem, you can keep on adding the different functions on top of what you are doing pretty much. Clear? Is this logic again clear to you? I've basically used the simple available pandas function. So instead of using a group by, I've just used a basic pandas function. I've tried to solve it pretty simple. Clear, guys? Just a quick yes or no in the chat. Mahesh, Hellfire, Vasanta, everybody else, whosoever part of our chat today. Are you able to understand this? This should be clear, guys. I don't see a major problem in understanding this part. Great, so I hope this is pretty much clear. Great, so yeah, bit complex, I understand, bit complex, but again I'm just using the plain simple logic, okay? I'm not doing anything fancy in this, trust me on that. It's just like applying your own brains, and see what you want to do. Just you have to first think of the logic, right? So the very first thing what we did, we sorted the values, we dropped the duplicates, and then we again sorted the value, we reset the index, and we filtered out the columns which we wanted, right? The logic is still simple only. We have studied all this. It's just like now when you go on the ground, right, you have to understand when and what and how to apply, right? That's where this understanding will always come with more and more practice. You can't get this on day one. Yeah, I understand it's a bit complex right now. You might see that a bit complex code, it's a bit lengthy code, but again it's still doing pretty much the same thing, right? So there again, as I said, for the same problem you can solve it by n number of ways. There's no no way is wrong. We can only talk about, okay, this way is more optimized. That's it. Okay, let's do another question quickly, right? So now you have another question in front of you. So now what I want is maximum rating per team in lifetime and the corresponding year. Okay, bit of a tricky question. So again, I won't say it's the same question, slightly different question. So I'll print the df here again. So now what I want is, I want the maximum rating per team in the lifetime, okay, irrespective of the year, the maximum rating a particular team has got, and in which year they have got this rating. So this is what I want. Clear? Is the question clear? I'm going to give you a quick 1 minute, guys, and you have to find me, you have to give me two things here, okay? You have to first tell me the key, what will be the key here on which I'll be first solving it through group by, okay? And then we'll solve it through sort logic also, we can do that pretty much. But again, first let's try to solve it with group by. So I want you to give me the key of it. What is the key? And for the other column, what exactly we should be doing? Quickly, guys. Tell me what is the key here. If you want to do a group by, what is the key? Quickly, guys, I hope this should be clear. This is not a tricky question. So you have to just tell me what is the key if I use the group by logic on top of this problem. What will be the key here? Vasanta, Mahesh, Kennel, Hellfire. Key is equal to points. Okay, Mahesh says key is equal to points. Anybody is having any other response from this? What is the key here, guys? Don't worry, I'll do the coding for you, okay? I'll do the coding for you. Don't worry about the coding part. Let's try to first figure out the algorithm, okay? That is very important in coding. If you don't understand the logic, you cannot solve the problem, okay? So now, Mahesh says key is points. Max rating is the key. Max rating is the key. Max rating is the key. How come max rating be the key, man? So, max rating, Vasanta, could be your aggregation part, but that is not the key, right? That could be for other columns. I'm just asking for the key. Max rating cannot be the key here. And that is what I want. That is what I want to do as an aggregation, right? That is not the key. So if you do a group by, what column you'll do the group by on? That's the question. What is the key here? Guys, come on. This is easy. So you have to tell me this. And Mahesh, do you want to check your response? Are you sure this is correct? Hellfire, Kennel, I really want you guys to respond on this. See, again, if I just keep on solving the problem, it'll be like a spoon feeding to you guys. Trust me, this won't help. You have to be active. You have to respond. If you won't respond, there's no point of, again, trust me, just by watching some videos, you will never learn Python. Mark my words, you will never learn Python. You will always be confused. You will remain confused. You have to start doing things on your own. At least be active in this chat, man. So this is the least I can expect from you. We are solving the problems here, right? So just give me, what is the key here? Vasanta says key is the points. Okay, just to tell you, Mahesh and Vasanta, key is not the points. Look at the question carefully. Key is not the points here. Look at the question carefully. I want maximum rating per team in the lifetime and corresponding year. So what I want, maximum rating per team. That means that, what do I want? Irrespective of everything, I want the rating to be done per team. So isn't it my key is the team here? How come the rank? My team, it is irrespective of the rank, right? Rating is basically, my god, so rating is basically, it's points. I should be making it clear. It's points actually. Okay, so, my bad, I don't know what just happened here. Okay, this is what I said. Okay. So here, guys, come on. Key here is not points. Key here is team. The reason to that is, I want maximum points per team, right? So I want for one team, I want one row. Again, go back to the roots. Try to understand the problem. Go back to the roots. It says per team across its lifetime, irrespective of the time also, whatever year it is, whenever the team has got the maximum point, get that for me, right? So the key here is team, right? Now on this team, I want to check for points. Other column would be points here, and on points I want the max. Make sense? So this is what the question says. You have to understand it very carefully. See, you have everything in front of you. you have the group by logics, you have learned how to do a group by, but if you're not able to identify the things for you, nobody will come and do the coding for you, right? You have to understand this, correct? And I'm doing it to the core root level, trust me on that. Nobody will go this deep and define you these things, trust me on this, right? But again, I'm asking you very basic questions, and this is something which is very important to understand in group by. See, teaching just by telling you a few algorithms and things is quite easy, but making you understand is difficult. And guys, if you're not able to understand this, do let me know, please. I'm okay to explain it again. So key here is team, because what I'm looking at is per team. So basically one row is going to be one team, right? So that is what is the group by logic says. Key is going to be one row per category, we saw, right? Per category will be one row, right? So that means that column, that category is my key here, right? And here that category is nothing but team. So I want per team one row. That's what I want in the group by. And for the other columns, I want points to be used, and for the points I want max to be taken. Simple. Now let's start coding. So I have df here. So df dot group by, and this group by I want team to be taken, right? Now in this team, I want to take an aggregation of the column points here, and again on the column points I want max, isn't it? Now if I simply do it, can you see this? Now Australia had the maximum point of 891 of across its lifetime. So if I take Australia, so these are the two rows for Australia, right? So Australia had only two information, so 891 and 815. Obviously 891 is the highest, right? So that is the reason why I'm getting for Australia 891. And for India, look at for India. So India is like 2 points here. So I have 876, 801, and I have 782 here. So obviously out of these three, 876 is the highest. This is what I'm getting here, 876. Likewise, for each of the teams, I'm getting the respective highest points across its lifetime, is what I'm getting, right? Now there's a twist in this question again, like the previous one. I also want to see in which year they are getting this point. So for example, Australia is getting 891 in the year 2014. So I also want year 2014 to be printed here. Likewise for India, 876, that was in the year again in 2014 only, right? And then for New Zealand, 883 is here, it's 2015, right? So I want the year also to be printed for the respective teams when they attain the highest points, right? Okay, same logic. So I'll first solve it by group by, and then I'll try to merge it, and then we'll solve it by sort values logic also. So here again, so I'll do a simple reset index, right? So now I have the in a data frame, so I'll just rename it into df underscore say group. Okay, this is my data frame here, pretty much saved. Now what I can do is I can simply merge it. So merge pd dot merge my, I'll give df, and I give df underscore grouped, right? And I give how is equal to right, because I want the right column to be taken as my primary table, and I want on is equal to what? So on I want to join on both team and respective points, right? So if I do it like this, now for this I have Australia got 891 points in the year 2014, right? Now on top of this, we can obviously filter out rank, because I don't want this. So we have the logic, so we can simply write here also. So at the time of joining itself, we can define the columns to be used for joining. So I can use team, I can use year, and then I can simply use points, right? So I have the respective result now. Cool, guys. Is the same question, similar question, but a different flavor of it. Let's look at the problem statement. I did the similar thing in both the question, right? But the question is different here. Look at the question. The first says of the team with the highest rating every year. So I want for every year which team has attained the highest point, right? This is my first question. But in this question I want now every team. So irrespective of the year, now I want what is the highest point per team has attained, and whatever year it is. I'm not concerned about the year right now. I'm just want to know what is the maximum points a team has attained, every team has attained, and respectively. And now I want to print in which year also they have attained this. So you can see this 2014 is getting repeated. It is not per year. So I cannot take a group by on a year because 2014 is coming in two different rows, right? That is possible because my key is not the year here, key is my team here. So I can only have one row per team. You got it? Makes sense? So two different flavors of the same data set, guys. This is what I wanted to show you today. So plain simple way. Clear, guys? Having fun? Are you able to understand this? Quickly, guys, just quick yes or no if you are able to understand this. Vasanta, Mahesh, clear why we are not taking points as my key? I'm taking year as team as my key here. Clear? Everybody, Mahesh, Vasanta, Hellfire, Kennel. Great. So again, moving ahead, so we have already seen this, so we know we can solve the same problem using sort values also. Let's do that. So maybe we can do it like this. So we have, so we can do it like this. So we have df, so df dot sort underscore values. So now what I again want the sort values to be done on what? So sort to be done on points, right? So because I want points based on the maximum points only, we want the filtration to be done, right? So I'll just gain on these points. Now we can do a drop duplicates on top of it. So drop duplicates. For the drop duplicates, we can pass the column name here. What I want now based on the per team, right? So we can now drop team as a duplicate here, right? And again, what we can do is we can keep here the last one because we want the maximum of it, right? So again, if we simply do it, we'll get the final result. So we have the same thing again. So Australia 2014 891, New Zealand, India, South Africa. So yes, made some issues here, indexes issues, we have ranked issues. So we can pretty much sort this. Again, we can write a sort value here. So we can maybe try to write it here. So dot sort underscore values. We'll sort it based on say maybe so let's say here, or say maybe team, right? And then I have dot reset index. I will make drop is equal to true. So I have it here. What just happened, man? Oh my bad. So drop is equal to true, and then I have what? So I can simply do again. I lock. So maybe no. So lock. Maybe we can give all the rows. And for the columns, I can specify what columns I can give team. I want the year and I want points. Cool. So I have the same final result here with me. Cool. Same simple way. So it's just like you have to apply your own brain how exactly you want to solve the problem. Okay, that's pretty much what we can look at. Okay. Let's take one more problem. I think this is again a similar question only. So let's solve this one. Maybe this is good. Okay, let's solve this one. So now what I want is I want the mean rating per team rounded to integer value in their time. So what I want is I want the mean rating per team. So mean rating per team. Simple है ना? So mean rating per team कैसे निकालोगे? So df of, so guys quickly give me this code. So I think this is pretty simple code. So you already know this. How will you get the mean rating per team in their lifetime? So how will you get the mean rating per team? So you have to give me the syntax for this, guys, quickly. So you have the df in front of you. Let me print the df also. Let me just do that. So I have the df as well. So pretty much this is what df looks like. So what I want is I want the mean rating per team. So Australia has 2 points, 891 and 815. So I want the mean of 891 and 815. Likewise for India, wherever it is present, 876, 801 and 782. So the mean of these three numbers. So I want the mean of points per team, right? So quickly guys, how can you give me the code for this? Is one line code. You have to give me the code for this quickly, guys. I'll give you a minute's time and let's try to solve this, and then maybe we can wrap up. So quickly, guys, tell me what should be the answer here. Quickly, guys, just let me know the response for this. How do we code this? I hope you are able to understand this problem, right? So, okay, Mahesh has a response here. df dot group by under or group by team, and he says mean. Absolutely wonderful. Yes, why not? We can absolutely do that. It's pretty simple here again. So we'll do this. So df, that's what Mahesh says. Df dot, I'll just copy his answer here. So df dot group by, it says by team, right? And then for the team we want the mean. Okay, so let's look at this answer. So df of group by team dot mean. So now I'll show it to you where exactly you went wrong. So now what you get is, so you're on the entire team you're getting the mean. So basically for all the columns you're getting the mean, right? But what exactly we wanted, it's not a wrong answer. You can absolutely do that, but again eventually we have to filter out only the mean rating, that means the points, right? So I can simply write the column here points, for example, and I can do a mean. So now I'll only get the mean of my respective teams I wanted. I can pretty much do that. Okay, so now also a simple thing which we could have done, we wanted to have the rounded to integer. So now here you can see this, you have 0 0 0 6 6 6 7, so dot 3 3 3. So I have in the decimal value the float numbers. We can also run a round on top. So we have the round function. We can simply call the round function on top of this to get the results pretty much sorted. So that also, so we can call dot round on top of this. So if we simply call dot round, we'll get this into the integer format. You can see this now. We have the rounded off ratings pretty much mentioned here, right? So we can do that. Clear? So I mean the objective of this question was to give you a flavor of what all depth we can go. So all of these different functions is one or the other objects of my previous data frame, right? So Python is an object oriented programming, right? So we can keep on adding such functions, we can keep on adding such objects on top of the previous data types, whatever we have respected to that, right? So that's how we code, man. So and again, as you know, so we have to practice as much as we can, right? So I can only give you a few questions online in the live class, but ultimately it's you have to go on the ground and you have to start solving the problem, right? So practice, explore different data sets, try to code yourself, and you will definitely understand the basics of it, right? So this is pretty much it, guys. So I'm done. So this is the end of the playlist as well, right? So this is what I wanted to cover. I have given you enough flavors of what you should be covering. But now from here on, so this playlist is pretty much ending. So what we are planning now is on the GFG Python channel itself, you'll be getting another playlist where you'll be coming up with the projects now. Okay, so apart from the concepts, individual concepts, we'll rather solve the entire project end to end, right? So we'll do the EDAs, we'll do the statistical analysis, we'll also talk about the machine learning, how we can build up the models and all that, right? So stay tuned, guys. Every Friday, most probably starting from maybe 8 or 9 p.m. you'll get the updates on the GFG Python channel itself. So we'll be starting a new playlist. That's where we'll be doing every Friday a new project end to end. Okay, so that's pretty much what the agenda says for that. Cool. Great, guys. So with this, I'm closing my session. Thank you so much. See you for that playlist starting this Friday. So you have a break for 3-4 days, so we won't be going live for 3-4 days. We'll be meeting again on Friday, and you will be getting an updated link on the GFG Python channel itself. So myself along with my colleagues will be coming together, and we'll be solving the live project every Friday from here on, right? So we'll do as many problems as we can. Great guys, thank you so much, and I wish you all the best and stay safe.